time for our next race, and it is X30 Senior. Heat 9, Groups B versus D. Here is your starting grid. Noah Maton starts from pole position. Alongside him on the front row will be Marcus Glum, Luca Moulin and Henki Kalteren will be on row number 2. CJ Bennett and Mirko Wouters ran out row number 3. Ahead of the returning Lucas Delman and Esteban Volgrave. Angelo Meli will be joined by Arthur Vasseur on row number 5, thereby completing the top 10. Jens Berzer, Clement Massot, Christopher Bingham, Griffin Himmelset, Gillian Cullen, Annabelle Bryan, Reece Newburn, Thibaut Gillard, Max Storm and Rafael Santopono round out the top 20. Daniel Fugan, Kevin Backer, Luca Montebello, Keanu Wellens, Marat Schurman, Luke Taylor, Quentin Dapoigny and Kenneth van Moerkerke round out the 28-strong grid. Well, Patrice Kowalski's Heat 7 win has now been confirmed, and we are just awaiting for Heat 8 to be confirmed. So at the moment, we have 3 two-time Heat winners so far. Kowalski, Tudiska's got 3, Uton has got 2. Can somebody, maybe, let's say Henki Kalteren, make it another driver that has another race win to their credit? So after this, we will then have the focus onto Junior X30 once again, and also it will be time to grab a few words with hopefully our winning driver after this race. But still, it has been very, very clean in terms of the racing so far. Not much really to speak about, but as we alluded to yesterday, race director Dave Ritson and parts of the organising team from the Emmy Series Benelux had a long discussion on Thursday evening with the team managers and asked them what they expected of their racers out on track. And that is exactly what we're getting. We're getting clean, concise and calculated moves when these drivers are making sure that they are not going for a window of opportunity that is quickly closing, but making sure that they have the right intention. And what I mean by that is risk versus reward. And sometimes, yes, you do need to risk it. If it comes down to a risk needing to be taken in the final, completely understandable, completely can see it coming. But drivers need to get through the qualifying heat stages first. That's the big question. That's the big key point here. As the drivers are told to slow down, into the tram lines we go. Revs rise. And the lights are out. We're underway. Good start. Front row of the grid is a little bit 2, 3, 4 wide action coming out of turn number 1. They've got to be very careful going through into turn 2. A little bit of rubbing. They do say that rubbing is racing, but there has been a change for the race lead. Looks like Luca Moulin, I think, has just gotten the race lead. Luca Moulin for 3:08, but the drivers making their way down towards Chemin de Fer for the first time. But a clean start nevertheless. A little bit of side-by-side action going into the Piff-Paff chicane just after Chemin de Fer as the field makes its way through Escargot. But look at the train. It is very, very lengthy. I think Henki Kalteren might have already made his way up into second position from 4th on the grid. But the driver is now coming over the crest for the first time to complete the opening lap and leading the way. It is actually Marcus Glum, but Henki Kalteren dives up the inside and gets that lead on the opening exchange through turn 1 on lap 2. Noah Maton holding station in 3rd at the moment, has dropped from pole position. The fast Irishman in 4th place, CJ Bennett from Victory Lane, ahead of Luca Tellman, Luca Moulin, Mirko Wouters, Esteban Volgrave. Christopher Bingham from S8 Racing has already made up 4 spots. Gillian Cameron from the Netherlands up to 10th, up 5 spots from the race start. And he's being followed by Griffin Himmelset, who rounds out the top 11.
Oui, la course qui a bel et bien été lancée avec pour l'instant Henki Kalteren qui trône au top du classement. Il a pris le meilleur sur l'ensemble de ses concurrents, à commencer par Marcus Glum qui est pour l'instant en train de créer un petit train derrière lui. Il est sous la pression de Noah Maton qui va peut-être passer au bout de la ligne droite. Le petit coup d'œil derrière de la part de Noah Maton qui passe finalement au bout de la ligne droite. Et derrière, il emmène notamment avec lui, dans un premier temps, Marcus Glum désormais, CJ Bennett et puis Luca Moulard. Attention, l'attaque ici de Mirko Wouters sur Luca Tallman. Oh, attention au changement de trajectoire là-bas. Luca Tallman qui s'est fait surprendre et derrière, oh, ça s'est touché. On n'est pas passé loin de la correctionnelle là dans le milieu du peloton.
I think that was Christopher Bingham from S8 Racing going sideways and he held on to it. Oh my goodness, that was nearly someone having kittens, let alone me. I think probably the driver behind the wheel of that car, because there was a hip check coming out of turn number 3. It happened again coming out of turn 4 and into the fast right-hander at 5. Now that's not a place where you want to spin around, because you definitely will need to check your undergarments after that one. But
attention à l'attaque de CJ Bennett là sur Marcus Glum et il passe. Et peut-être que Luca Moulard peut en profiter également. Non, ce n'est pas passé pour Luca Moulard, mais en tout cas, belle manœuvre de dépassement de la part de CJ Bennett qui se place désormais en 3e position.
Yeah, good move there by the Irish driver from Team Victory Lane. Christopher Bingham's got down behind Esteban Volclave and Julian Carman. Carman's now up 6 spots from 15th on the grid. But Calterin is controlling this race rather easily. We've only got 6.5 minutes to go in this race, plus an additional lap. And once Calterin hits the front, you know he's going to motor on in front of everybody else, and it's an RSD karting 1-2, courtesy of Noah Maton. Both of them are in the hunt for this X30 senior title. Maton 3rd, Calterin 4th. So when you think about it, there's an attack, and that is Marcus Glum up the inside of CJ Bennett. So retakes that 3rd place. I'm going to use this terminology here, folks. Strength in numbers. Because if you have Balota, Tudiska, Maton and Calterin, you're going to have 1 driver from Dream Racing against 3 from RSD. But then the RSD karting drivers, if they are in with a shout of the title, they will be allowed to race, and whatever happens in the final, well, it stays in the final as far as I'm concerned. But with 5.5 minutes to go, Calterin keeping a 1 second lead over Maton. They're running pretty similar on pace, a high 55.7 last time around for Noah Maton, a low 55.8 for Henki Calterin. But the battle for 3rd place really heating up. Looks like, I think maybe Luca Moulard has made up, hasn't made up a place, but Glum is ahead of Bennett, and then you look behind CJ Bennett, it's Luca Moulard, one of the rookies, along with Mirko Wouters from EGP, not too far behind. Tellman closing in. Nice little exchange. That was the 3:03. Christopher Bingham, now having been passed, I think, by Griffin Himmelset, and the 3:81. It was a nice move for the last position in the top 10 by the driver from Belgium.
Ouais, 4 minutes 41 tours encore au programme, et regardez l'indécision toujours pour la 4e position avec CJ Bennett qui devra en tout cas résister à Luca Moulard et Mirko Wouters qui sont vraiment très proches. Regardez le dernier virage avec peut-être une attaque à venir pour Luca Moulard qui est pour l'instant le premier rookie de cette manche, mais on reste sagement derrière pour l'instant le chef de Luca Moulard. Devant ce groupe, on retrouve Marcus Glum qui a repris la 3e position il y a quelques instants maintenant. Et attention à l'attaque de Mirko Wouters qui passe dans le 3e virage devant Luca Moulard. Luca Moulard qui, il y a quelques instants, avait peut-être l'opportunité de tenter quelque chose sur CJ Bennett. Il n'y est pas allé. Et du coup, derrière, c'est Mirko Wouters qui en a profité. Attention maintenant à Luca Moulard et au retour de Luca Tallman, qui pourrait revenir. Luca Tallman actuellement en 7e position. Et cette bagarre, ce dépassement de Mirko Wouters fait les affaires de CJ Bennett, qui peut avoir un peu d'air pour respirer désormais. À 3 minutes 30 de la fin. Toujours assez indécise ces bagarres dans le peloton, avec le nouveau tour de bouclier pour Henki Calterin en tête de cette course avec 8 dixièmes d'avance sur Noah Maton. A priori, entre ces deux-là, ça va le faire. On ne va pas aller se battre, je pense, entre équipiers. C'est aussi ça le jeu dans cette catégorie X30 senior, c'est que parfois plusieurs pilotes sont du même team et donc a priori parfois ils jouent ce jeu-là. Ce serait logique. En tout cas, on ne va pas aller se battre comme des enragés entre ces deux-là. Troisième place pour Marcus Blum, on vous le disait. Et pour l'instant, c'est un petit peu le statu quo à tout niveau.
Just saw a move by Thibaut Gillard on Reece Newburn. That would have been for probably either 14th or 15th position. But it's calm and coolness personified by Henki Kalter at the front end of the field. Last time around was 9/10 ahead of Noah Maton. We go on to lap 9 and it's just under 7/10. So the main thing is, from this perspective, Henki Kaltron's got an opportunity to get away and get a race win in the bag. However, there's still battles up and down the order in the dying moments of this this ninth respective heat, and still the battle happens between the 383, that's Annabelle Bryan, and Angelo Millie in the 224. They're squabbling over 13th position. But with just under 2 minutes to go, Henki Kalter leads the way and has comfortably done so the minute he hit the front end of the field. It's going to be very much the case that it will look like another RSD karting 1-2. So the main crux of the matter is about how many wins you can get on Championship Saturday to help your championship push. Kaltron's done well, Maton's done well. Tudiska has got 3 in the books already, and he could get the clean sweep. Kaltron was close, but ended up losing the victory due to a 5-second time penalty post-race in his opening heat of the weekend. And that one went to Patrice Kowalski. CJ Bennett holding on to that 4th place, head of Michael Waters, Luca Moulard, Luca Tellman, Julian Carmen, Esteban Valgrave, and now Griffin Himwiset now hits the top 10 in the 381. And still able to keep pace. It's been a quick return to out of the frying pan and into the fire for the 381. But 2 more laps to go, and Henki Kalter looking to take his 2nd win of the weekend. Now running with CG Motorsport, but attack from Mirko Vulters up the inside of CJ Bennett through turn number 3. And Vulters is through. And the driver from Victory Lane, the 235, representing Ireland. Timer is fast counting down, 10 seconds remaining as the field makes its way through Chemin de Fer at turn number 6 for the penultimate time here at Captain Defagne in this heat. Still got another 6 Senior X30 heats to go. You can see the gantries very much filled up with mechanics and onlookers, and also the grandstand off of the start-finish straight starting to fill up a little bit despite the cold weather conditions. We're still at 6 degrees Celsius, but across the line to start the final lap, Henki Kalter has a slender lead now of over just 0.3 of a second ahead of Noah Maton. Azul side by side, and that was through into turn number 1. Someone got a bit of a scare and there's been a bit of a touch, and someone else has also managed to get through. Let's see, it was the 294 that made the assault on the 312. 224 in the 312, possibly Angelo Millie. Well, Jens Bozart in the 312 was definitely the other party. However, it is going to be quite a straightforward formality, and more to the point, it's going to be a 1-2 for RSD karting. Henki Kalter comes across the line, takes heat 9 and takes the win ahead of Noah Maton. Marcus Klum takes P3 ahead of Mirko Waters, with CJ Bennett rounding out the top 5 places. Luca Mollard, Luca Tellman, Julian Carmen up 7 places to finish 8th ahead of Esteban Walgrave, and Griffin Himwiset rounding out the top 10, just waiting for another couple of drivers to cross the line. And I think there's just one more due to do so, which is happening now. That's Marath Schurman, but Henki Kalter takes his 2nd qualifying heat win in heat number 9, Group B versus D, ahead of Noah Maton by just over 0.2 of a second. Marcus Gloom, Mikko Volters, CJ Bennett, Luca Moulin, Lucas Tailman, Julian Carman, Esteban Holmgrave and Griffin Himmelset rounding out the top 10. Annabelle Bryan finishes 11th ahead of Clement Massot, Christopher Bingham, Thibaut Gelad, Arthur Vossour, Jens Bozart, Angelo Mali, Luca Montebello. Then we've got Max Storm and Reece Newburn rounding out the top 20, followed by Luke Taylor, Tayo Fliegen from Thailand, Raffaele Santocono, Keanu Wellens, Kevin Barker, Kenneth van Mokerka, Quentin Depoigny and Marit Schulman rounding out the 28 drivers that all finished the full race distance of 12 laps.